As bitter colds sweep across the United States, we've got an escape for you tonight. So come on in, sit down, and enjoy this one. Michigan State hosting Penn State gymnastics right here on Big Ten Plus. Hi, everybody. I'm Zach Stanek alongside Abby Larson. We're glad you joined us tonight. Michigan State trying to build off of a spectacular 2022 season, setting program records in every single event. A strong start to this year, attempting to build on it, Abby. And they're hosting a Penn State team that is ready to go.
Definitely, yeah. Like you said, 2022 was outstanding for Michigan State. But Mike Rowe, he has big goals, and he is set out to get that this season.
The visiting Nittany Lions are led by a senior who had a really strong performance against Rutgers on Monday, Cassidy Rushlow.
Yeah, Cassidy, the senior, like you said, she has an amazing bar performance. She has competed all 4 events in her time at Penn State, and I'm sure she's looking to compete all those 4 events sometime at the season, but she is focused on just bars, beam, and floor at this time. She actually had a 9.95, which set her career high on Monday versus Rutgers, so I'm sure she'll be looking to match that or make it even better tonight.
Yeah, that score on bars, the 4th highest in Penn State history. From the senior for Penn State, flipping over to the freshman on the Michigan State side, Nikki Smith has been outstanding.
Yeah, she is a freshman, can believe it or not. The confidence and the poise that she has on every single apparatus is just outstanding. She really looks like she's been up there in college gymnastics for 4 or 5 years. It's honestly crazy. And last night, there's been 9 10.0s in the NCAA, and I wouldn't put it past her to get a 10.0 on any of the events here tonight.
You heard it here first. Keep an eye on Nikki Smith. Michigan State has a lot of fun things going on at Jennison Fieldhouse tonight, including trying to inspire some people. With more on that, the 3rd member of our team, Owen Ozas. Take it away, Owen.
Thanks, Zach. Every meet from here on out matters. That's what Coach Rowe had the mindset of going in here tonight against Penn State. Michigan State's goals this season are to be Big Ten regular season champs and to be Big Ten tournament champs as well. In order to accomplish those things, he said, they need to keep on getting better every single week. He believes they have the skill set to do it, but they need to continue to work on those minute details. A lot of good promotional things going on here tonight as well. Black History Month is being celebrated, as well as they're giving away t-shirts here tonight with the inspirational card, Grit and Grace. If you're a fan, you have to write on the card and put it on the wall in order to get the t-shirt. A lot of fun things going on here tonight. Will Penn State be able to build off their big performance, or will Michigan State continue their streak and keep on winning? We're going to find out coming up right here on Big Ten Plus.
Thanks, Owen. We have been excited for this one all day. A lot of fun to get things going. Michigan State will start on vault, but Penn State starting on the bars. You see the lineup there. We already talked about Cassidy Rushlow. Where else are you looking on this one, Abby?
Definitely Jessie Johansson, just to start out that bars lineup order. That first spot is super important just to get the ball rolling, especially on the first event at this meet.
And on the Michigan State side, the vault lineup, you see it right there. Someone that's been outstanding all around this season, but really on that vault, Skylar Schulte.
Yeah, Skylar really knows how to stick it. She has stuck the past couple of her vaults. She has a Yurchenko full. Definitely is capable of upgrading that vault to a 10.0 start value, getting that 1.5 in. So we'll have to see if she can stick it again here tonight.
A couple of minutes away from getting this started. Michigan State starting on vault. Talk a little bit about the order here between these two sides. Vault for Michigan State, bars to start for Penn State.
Yeah, definitely. Olympic order, Michigan State will go first on the vault, then move to bars, then they will go to beam and floor. It's definitely an advantage for the home team here with the Olympic order. Ending on beam, which is what the visitors will have to do. They are going the opposite order of Michigan State here. It's definitely difficult. Beam is definitely the most risky event. They face a lot of falls. So Michigan State definitely has the one-up being the home team in that order here.
There you see the order for the two sides. On the Michigan State side, starting with the vault, bars, beam, floor, as you mentioned. But you mentioned that advantage for Michigan State being at home. This is the last Big Ten home meet for Michigan State.
Yeah, definitely. It's really important to get these big scores at home. All of the scores count, but being at home, it's such an advantage. Like every other sport, you have the crowd on your side. There's so much more energy with the floor routines, with everything. So it's really important that they capitalize on this opportunity against Penn State at their last Big Ten home meet.
And there's a lot of different scores and a lot of numbers in gymnastics, but here's a little look at what exactly the judges are looking for on these routines.
Yeah, there are a lot of point deductions. This is definitely just the basis of what the judges can take off for. Really key point here is the flexed feet. You hear that a lot with gymnastics, that gymnasts have to have perfect legs, they have to have perfectly pointed toes, perfectly straight legs, and those can be up to 0.05 of a deduction and up to 0.3 for bent legs. So all of these gymnasts need to focus on keeping that form in the lower body in order to capitalize on those tough scores.
And these scores can be so close at times that even that 0.05 can really come back to get you.
Yeah, definitely. That's why Coach Rowe definitely has stressed the form on all four of the events, focusing on those legs, handstands on bars, but mainly on beam and bars, those straight lines, pointed toes, just all around good form. That's what gets them those good scores.
Michigan State so far in Big Ten play, a couple of really strong performances, including a victory over then number 3 Michigan. The first time since 2007 that the Spartans knocked off their rivals, the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, that was definitely huge. Michigan is an amazing gymnastics program. They have been for a couple of years now. And just creating that energy here at Breslin, or at Jenison, it's so important for these gymnasts to have the fans on their side and to continue that energy throughout the season, especially at these home meets. They don't get that many home meets, so they definitely need to use the energy here with the crowd, with the fans, and bring it tonight.
And for Penn State, coming off of a victory against Rutgers back in Happy Valley back on Monday, really trying to continue to take that momentum into today. A pretty good score, 196-550 for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was not as crisp as a performance as they had here against Michigan. So they're definitely going to look to get the ball rolling, much like they did versus Michigan here today.
Looking specifically at the vault, the judges got a few different things to keep their eye on.
Yeah, judges are looking at literally everything. Gymnasts are expected to be perfect. They're definitely looking for those 10-0 start values, the chest up on the landings, and obviously you want that gymnastics stick.
As you saw just a minute ago, Michigan State to start things off with Nia Smith.
Yeah, Nia Smith today, she will do a Yurchenko full.
Senior out of West Bloomfield.
And a great start. That was a beautiful vault. Yurchenko full. Just a slight little hop on the landing. The judges will take off for that. But overall, a really good start for the Spartans. Take a look at that vault one more time. Chest up on the landing, and obviously that college salute.
Now flipping it over to the bars, Jessie Johansson for the Nittany Lions.
She has a beautiful Tkachev right here. Great height, re-grabbing that bar. Down into pack salto. Her high to low bar release. All gymnasts must have that in order to grab that 10-0 start value.
Season high for Johansson is a 9.8. Trying to get back to that career high, up at 9.85.
Pretty big hop on that landing there, that double layout. Again, like what the judges are looking for. They want those stuck dismounts. Right there, you did not see that stuck dismount. Just a pretty big step, so the judges will take off for that. But overall, a really strong start for Penn State on bars.
Now, the spectacular sophomore, Skyla Schulte, was an All-American for Michigan State a year ago. Just the 4th in program history. Got her name up on a banner here at Jenison Fieldhouse. Hoping to add some more to that.
Yeah, Skyla, this is a beautiful vault right here. She does the same vault as Nia, a Yurchenko full. She had a perfect stick last week. And she does it again. It looks really easy for her. And coming from a former gymnast, it's definitely not.
Skyla Schulte with another strong performance. Set her career high in vault against Michigan a couple of weeks ago with a 9-9. Hoping to see if she can match it right here.
Definitely, yeah. That was a beautiful vault. Like I said, she definitely has the capability to upgrade that vault to a 10-0 start value. Coach Rowe will definitely be looking to add that 10-0 start value to that vault rotation later in the season.
From Jessie Johansson to Maddie Johnston on the bars for Penn State. Johnston, 9.85 is the season best. Closing in on that career best for Johnston that sits at 9.875. Trying to gain some momentum for Penn State. Junior out of Boyd's, Maryland.
Waiting on the judges a little bit here. Sometimes some scores can take a little bit longer to calculate.
Johnston gets the ready to go. Starts off the routine.
She's got a beautiful Maloney release right here, back up to the high bar and right back down to the low bar with a shoot over perfectly to handstand. Those judges are looking for that completely perfect handstand. That one was a little bit short into a blindfold dismount. Pretty big hop on that landing. Couple of minor deductions that the judges will take. Those handstands are very, very important, especially coming from that blindfold into that dismount. That's how the judges give credit to that 10-0 start value.
And similar to what we saw with Johansson, just a bit of a hop here.
Yep.
Unable to stick it right away.
They'll take a couple of tenths for that.
Back over to the vault.
Bailey
Garcia.
Another Yurchenko full in this vault lineup. Like I said, they're going to want to upgrade those vaults to a 10-0 start value later on in the season. But overall, another really good vault. Just a slight hop on that landing. The judges might take a couple of tenths off for that. She got a great block here off that table. Great body position. And again, the college salute.
Next up, for the Nittany Lions, moving right along, Alina Virova. Virova, the sophomore from Latvia.
Alina has a beautiful straddle Jaeger. She gets great height, very consistent with it. Little short on that handstand to start off the routine. Here's that straddle Jaeger. A little bit close to that bar. The judges will take off for those bent arms and body position right there. Just the dismount left for Alina. She'll finish it with a blind full.
See if she can stick that landing.
Another slight hop. Penn State is struggling a little bit on those landings. Definitely not as big of a hop as some of her teammates have done thus far, but judges still take off for that.
We'll have to wait and see whether Virova was able to improve upon the scores of some of her teammates in the early going. Another freshman for Michigan State, Sage Kellerman.
Sage has an extremely unique vault. She does a front onto the table, a pike off, and then a half twist. She has stuck that vault almost every meet thus far, so that was a little bit uncharacteristic of her with that pretty big hop. But that is one of those 10.0 start value vaults that Coach Rowe wants to see in his lineup, so definitely good to have that in there.
Yeah, two different 9.9s for Sage Kellerman. Started off her collegiate career with a 9.9. That's a way to make a debut.
Definitely very impressive. She is so consistent on that vault.
Now Maggie Mace, the junior out of Dayton, Ohio.
Maddie has another beautiful Maloney. That is a transition from the low bar to the high bar, also counting for a major release, which all gymnasts must have in their bar routines for that 10.0 start value. Starting off here, good handstand. Into that Maloney, right back down to the low bar, pack salto. Slight leg separation there. Just the dismount left. She'll finish with a double layout. Little short on that last handstand. That was a pretty good bar routine. Slight hop on that landing again. They aren't getting those stuck cold dismounts, but definitely improvement from some of her other teammates' landings.
Nittany Lions starting to pick up some momentum. These things can be contagious. Nittany Lions hoping to improve.
Gymnastics is all about contagion with your team.
And now Nikki Smith.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful vault right there. That is a 10.0 start value vault. She did take a slight hop. She did not stick it cold like she did at Michigan. But again, with that 10.0 start value, you do get 0.05 back on your score since you do the more difficult vault.
And that will help. Both teams struggling a little bit to stick those landings early, trying to get into the rhythm of this meet. And now the lone gymnast for Penn State that will be competing in all 4 events is Ava Piedrahita. Piedrahita, freshman out of Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Ava had a great bar routine last week. She had a 9.875. Doing another one of those Maloney release moves from low bar to high bar.
That 9.875 is the best so far in the young career of Ava Piedrahita.
Back up to that high bar here. And back down to the low bar with a pack salto. Held that handstand very well. Just the dismount here. She does a full twisting double back. Great body position. Just a slight hop back. That was a very controlled landing. Just had to take the 1 foot back. But again, judges are looking for stuck landings, so they will take a couple of tenths on that.
But overall, a very controlled routine for the Nittany Lion freshman. Now the Spartan sophomore, Gabby Stephen.
That's Gabby doing what Gabby does best. She is so good at sticking that vault. Again, she is also capable of doing a 1.5 vault there, that 10.0 start value, but that is as good as it gets right there for that Yurchenko full. That was stuck cold.
Gabby Stephen finishing off a strong start on vault for Michigan State.
Last season, she scored a perfect score, not a 10.0 since it's not a 10.0 start value, but she scored a 9.95 on that vault.
This year, the best for Stephen at that 9.9 value, trying to get back to that 9.95. Now the key gymnast that we talked about earlier for Penn State, Cassidy Rushlow. Phenomenal on bars, trying to back up an outstanding performance.
This bar routine is amazing. So controlled, her body positions are gorgeous. Huge straddle Jaeger right down into that shoot over. Getting that connection requirement right there. Over exaggerated that handstand a little bit. Just the dismount. Got a full out dismount. Stuck landing. Chest was a little bit down on that landing, but she did not move her feet at all, so the judges won't take off for that. They just might take off a little bit for that chest being down on that landing.
Either way, another outstanding performance on the bars from Rushlow. Now the exhibition for Michigan State, Olivia Zarmani.
These exhibition spots are really important at the beginning of the season. It's basically just like a practice. It's a practice routine in front of all the fans, and in the atmosphere, under all of the pressure, and it's really important for girls like Olivia, who are freshmen and are not used to that pressure, just to get a couple of routines under their belt.
For Michigan State, 49,350 on the vault. That's good for the second highest score of the season for the Spartans.
Yeah, definitely a solid score. I'm sure Coach Rowe would like to see a couple more stuck landings and a couple more upgraded vaults to get that 10-0 start value, and that'll add a couple of tenths to that score.
And a bit of a disappointing start for Penn State. 48-7 for the Nittany Lions, coming off of a 49-275 against Rutgers. You see the individual totals there. 9.925 to lead the way from Gabby Stephen.
Yeah, that's a beautiful vault. She only got .025 taken off for that vault since she does not have that 10-0 start value. But overall, I think a very solid start for Michigan State on the vault.
Now the teams will flip as they will, Spartans will go over to bars, and the Nittany Lions now over to the vault. And look at the scores for Penn State. And leading the way, Cassidy Rushlow, 9.85.
Yeah. Again, she does it again. Beautiful, beautiful routine. But definitely a couple of disappointing scores for the Nittany Lions on bars.
Now, we'll send it down to the third member of our team, Owen Ozus, standing by with Coach Sarah Brown.
We continue to get stronger throughout the night.
What's the mindset going into ball?
Just exactly that. We want to keep attacking, like I said, loosen up a little bit, have a little bit more fun, celebrate the energy that we have here in the arena, and hopefully stick a few vaults as well.
Thank you for your time, and Coach. We're going to step aside real quick. You're watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
Penn State trying to bounce back after 48-7 on the bars. Michigan State trying to take advantage of moving over to the bars. See the order there. And Delaney Harkness has been really, really good for Michigan State this season on bars.
Yeah, she is so solid, so consistent. She hits her handstands every single time, which is really important for those scores, and Mike Rowe really wants to see that. She's just so easy to rely on in that anchor spot, having that routine.
Get a look there at Mike Rowe, who has really started to turn this Michigan State program around. Best season in program history a year ago, and with the recruiting class they brought in and the depth of this young core on this Michigan State team, you've got to think that they can take this even higher.
Definitely. They have such a bright future, but that's not to look past this year. They have very, very high goals, and I think that they are fully capable of reaching those goals.
And part of those goals have come on bars. Coach Rowe said they might have plateaued a little bit. He really thinks they can continue to raise their score.
Yeah, definitely. And I know he always talks about those handstands, hitting those cast handstands, those turning handstands, and as always, sticking those dismounts. It's really hard to hit a handstand when you are in the type of environment that you are. You get a little bit rushed, a little bit nervous, just wanting to get to the next skill in your routine. So he tells his gymnasts to take it slow, focus on those handstands, and go strong.
We will see what the Spartans can do on bars, but first we're going to start on the vault. Alina Virova.
Unique vault here. It's a front vault, very unique compared to, again, what all of these Spartans do. It's a handspring front entry. She had a beautiful pike position there. It's very difficult to land those vaults because it is a blind landing, so you cannot spot the floor at all. You really just have to feel where you are in the air. It makes it really difficult.
Just that slight hop there for Virova on the landing, but good start. Skyla Schulte now on bars.
Just the dismount left here for Skyla. That was a great handstand there to end that routine. Super powerful Giants to a double layout and stuck. There she goes again.
Much to the delight of this Michigan State crowd. Outstanding routine and a strong landing from Skyla Schulte.
Super important in that position to get the ball rolling on an event like bars that they have had struggles with the past couple of meets. Great way to start it off.
And you see Mike Rowe loving it in the background. Maddie Johnston for Penn State.
There's that typical Yurchenko full. A little bit of a pike down on that landing. The judges will take off for that body position not being perfectly straight. And again, just a little slight hop on that landing. Look at that Yurchenko full once again. Judges are looking for that height, that block off the table, and the finish.
From one sophomore to another, Gabby Stephen. Now for Michigan State, awaiting the all clear from the judges. This crowd has been electric here at Jensen Fieldhouse once again. A lot of support for this Michigan State gymnastics team over the last couple of years.
Definitely. There's Gabby with that Maloney release move back up to the high bar. Good job hitting the handstand so far. Just the dismount left. Now Gabby is pretty tall for a gymnast, so swinging these bars is definitely more difficult for her than it is for other people.
What a dismount and what a landing from Gabby Stephen.
She doesn't make it look difficult though. That full twisting dismount, that open body position, and the stuck landing. That is just what Michigan State needed to keep this ball rolling.
Look at the rotation here.
The height, the rotation, she really sees that ground before she lands, allowing her to keep those feet still.
Amani Herring on the vault for Penn State.
Another Yurchenko full there. Pretty good landing there. She had a 9.8 at the meet against Rutgers on Monday. Here's that vault once again. Good block off the table, good body position. Just a slight hop to finish.
Back over for Michigan State. Third up is Jory Jackert. Jackert, the local product out of Hazlet, Michigan. As you see behind you, the 9.825 for Schulte on bars.
Jory has a beautiful bar set. She really works the bars.
Get a little ahead of ourselves. We'll see the scores in a minute, but that's a career high for Gabby Stephen on the bars at 9.875.
Ball's just a little bit short on that straddle Jaeger. Her grips just got a little bit messed up and she was not able to re-grab that bar. She will get credit for the skill, although the judges will have to take 0.5 of a deduction for that fall.
Something that does come into play here that we haven't talked about much yet, though. There are 6 gymnasts on each side, but only 5 of these scores count.
Yes, definitely. Even though you don't want a fall, you do have the ability to drop one score. So ultimately, Michigan State will want to hit the rest of their routines here and drop this score that will likely be pretty low due to that fall. Just as important to finish the routine strong, though. Just that dismount left here for Jory. Nice handstand. Blind full into a double tuck.
Good recovery.
Definitely, yeah. It's really important to finish that routine strong, even if you do have a fall, because your teammates still do have to go after you. You don't want that negative energy carrying over.
Isabella Salcedo. Now for Penn State.
She also does a very unique vault. Unlike a Yurchenko entering completely backwards, she does a half twist onto the vault table and then pikes off. Very unique vault. Again, with that blind landing, it is super difficult to spot your landing, making it really, really difficult to stick. She did it. She seemed like she found that landing really well, though. Only a slight hop.
Best for Salcedo this season, 9.85 on the vault for the Nittany Lions. Flipping back over to Michigan State. The freshman, Olivia Zarmani, we saw her compete in the exhibition portion of the vault. Now getting her go on the bars. The freshman had a career best 9.9 against NC State.
Olivia has a jam-packed routine. She has some very difficult skills in here. She does it with ease, though. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the judges to calculate a score when there is a fall. They have to discuss the start value, whether they're giving credit to the skill that was fallen on. So they are discussing right now.
They'll talk it over. Zarmani, the freshman out of Statesville, North Carolina. Trying to stay loose over there, laughing it up with her teammates. What's kind of going through your mind as you're waiting for that?
It's definitely not the most fun feeling. Gymnastics is as much a mental sport as it is a physical sport. So having that extra time before you go on an event is definitely difficult to deal with. But again, in college, having your teammates, having your coaches, having the fans, it's a good distraction. Just standing there staring at the bar is probably not the most exciting or fun thing. So having these distractions to keep your mind away from what you're about to do is definitely important.
When you mentioned the mental part of it, it also can't be great for that mental aspect to just be overthinking about it. Here a lot of times, don't want to think too much, just do it.
Yeah, you know how to do it. Their bodies are built for this. They've trained for this. Just got to go out and do what you know how to do. Beautiful first start handstand. Down into that pack salto. She'll go back up to the high bar here with that Maloney and straight into a Ginger release move. That is extremely difficult. Takes a lot of upper body strength. Finishing off with a beautiful double layout. That was the exact routine that Coach Mike Rowe and his team needed right there.
Crowd loves it. Get another look here at the landing from Zarmani. Trying to make up and pick up the slack after the fall from Jory Jackert. Jessie Johansson on vault. And a good response.
Beautiful Yurchenko full. Yeah, definitely. It's hard to respond to the crowd, especially when you're the visiting team. Keeping that energy rolling for your team. But beautiful Yurchenko full. That way, she had great body posture in the air. And a great landing to cap it off.
Now Nikki Smith for Michigan State. Freshman has been outstanding. We've talked about her a lot. 9.875, the best on the bars. Former 5-star recruit out of West Bloomfield, Michigan. Some more waiting, and you see just the deep breaths from Smith. Bit of a different posture than we saw from Zarmani a minute ago, who was laughing it up with her teammates. Smith just looks locked in and ready to go.
Beautiful first handstand right there. She does that Maloney release move back up to the high bar. And then again, back down to that pack salto. Beautiful so far. Hitting those handstands. Just the dismount left here. Double layout stuck. It's contagious. The Spartans are sticking all of these dismounts. That was a gorgeous bar routine.
We said that Nikki Smith looked locked in before, and she sure showed it.
She really knows how to find those landings.
The body control in the air, so impressive from the freshman. Piedrahita.
Another one of those unique vaults. That stuck landing is really, really impressive. Like I said, it is a blind landing, so you have to have full body awareness in the air to find that landing. You can't look around you when you're in the middle of that rotation to find where you are in the air. You just have to know when the ground is going to hit your feet.
A couple of really impressive freshman routines on each side. And now the gymnast you were keeping an eye on for Michigan State on bars, it's Delaney Harkness.
Delaney has a beautiful bar routine. She gets great height in her release move, always hits those handstands, and a huge dismount. This is a huge spot for Delaney. She must hit in order to drop that fall from Jory Jackard. Ginger release move, beautiful. Perfect handstand, back down to the low bar, shoot over. Just the dismount left. She does a full twisting double back. Wow. I'm pretty sure every single one of them just stuck those dismounts.
We talked on the first rotation about both teams kind of struggling to stick the landings, but they both have found their footing here in this second rotation.
Definitely, and a lot of the times nerves can get to you at the beginning of the meet. You have too much adrenaline, so sticking those landings might be a little bit harder, but once they settle in, Michigan State obviously has settled in with those dismounts and those landings.
As we get ready to switch through, another score of note, another career high. Nikki Smith, a 9.925 on the bars.
Definitely going to be some huge scores from this bar rotation and the vault. Had a lot of stuck landings on the vault too.
Exhibition just for Michigan State on this one is Sage Kellerman.
It's important for these freshmen to get these practice routines in.
Here are the scores for Penn State on the vault.
Highlighting that Ava Piedrahita 9.925 with that stuck vault. Shows that those landings really matter.
And that is a career high for the freshman, Piedrahita, on the vault, beating a former score of 9.875.
Kellerman finishing up this exhibition routine right here. So far, so good for the freshman. Slight hop on that landing, but overall, definitely a good routine to get that under her belt.
Gonna look at the scores. After two rotations, Michigan State 98-750, Penn State 98 even.
Pretty wide margin, surprisingly. 0.75 is, it's a couple of tenths, it's a couple of stuck landings that Penn State didn't get and Michigan State did. Like we said, gymnastics is a sport of numbers.
Here are the scores for Michigan State. Nikki Smith with the new career high. Gabby Stephen, again, a new career high for her. 49.4 for Michigan State there on the bars. I believe that tops their total. Their best on bars entering tonight, 49.25. We had mentioned that Coach Rowe thought maybe they were plateauing. Well, that's a little bit off the plateau there.
Definitely. They got the ball rolling there on bars. Even after that fall from Jory Jackard, they were able to come back, cover up the fall, drop that low score. I think overall, they hit all of their handstands. And I think that is one of Coach Rowe's main goals for the season for these gymnasts, is to get rid of the nerves and to hit those handstands and to stick those dismounts. And I think they did a great job of that today on bars.
You could see the excitement from Coach Rowe throughout the entire time. Right on the side, as soon as they landed, that's the first place they went. And just continuing to bring the energy and feeding into this crowd.
Definitely. Coach Rowe has created such an amazing culture here with Michigan State Gymnastics. There are crazy amount of fans here. Everyone loves to come to Michigan State Gymnastics meets. And I think partially it's because of Coach Rowe and his energy and the team's energy. And they really are just having fun.
They are. Speaking of Coach Rowe, now we'll send it down to the third member of our team, Owen Ozas, who is standing by with Mike Rowe.
Thanks, guys. I'm sitting alongside Michigan State head coach Mike Rowe. Coach, you talked about plateauing yesterday. You thought the bars were a little bit of a struggle point at points. But tonight, you guys really showed out. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm extremely proud for a lot of things they did on bars. Obviously stepping up, taking control, and just going for it. We've been a little tentative, a couple people here and there, and that's got us into trouble. But the stuck landings coming out, they look controlled, they look good at stock. That's something that we've been striving for since the beginning of the season, and it happened. It came together tonight. So proud of a lot of the individual improvements. Couldn't be happier.
It's been an awesome atmosphere tonight. What's your thoughts on the promotions and the crowd here?
Well, I can't say enough about our marketing people, what they've been doing meet to meet, what they've been doing for the whole season. They've been busting their butts to get everything done for us and get people in here, and it seems to be working. Very, very thankful for what we have and all the hard work that they're doing.
Thank you, Coach, for your time. We're going to step aside real quick. You're watching Gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
This game is being produced by students at Michigan State University as part of the Big Ten Network Student U program. An on-campus experience that is unique to the Big Ten, Student U is part of an educational mission to teach the next generation of sports production professionals. For more information, visit BigTenNetwork.com/StudentU. Abby, a fun first two rotations, seen a lot of new career bests from different gymnasts, and these two teams are going at it.
Definitely, yeah. These two events are definitely the fun ones. You get to express your personality a little bit more in the choreography.
Michigan State so far with a pretty sizable advantage overall. 9.875 to 9.8 flat from Penn State. Get a look at the order on floor for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, again, Cassidy Rushlow, she has an amazing floor routine. Her personality really shows in that choreography. Her leaps are gorgeous. They are over 180 degrees, which is what the judges are looking for.
And for Michigan State on the beam.
As always, Bailey Garcia in that anchor spot. They know they can rely on Bailey. She hits and she hits and she hits. She does not wobble. She is so solid in that anchor spot. They know they can rely on her.
In the chase for the all-around title tonight, through two rotations, both Nikki Smith and Gabby Stephen even. Both of them putting up 9.925s on one and 9.875s on the other.
They'll be neck and neck all season in that all-around spot.
Gianna Khalifi to start for Michigan State on the beam. Khalifi, the junior from Corona, California.
Gianna has a beautiful triple series. She does a back handspring into a back layout step out. Super, 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 super difficult having that three skill connection there for your series going backwards on the balance beam. Here she is starting out with that. Slight bobble there. Still have to pull it off. Even if you're scared to death up there, you gotta fake it till you make it. Convince the judges that you are so confident. Almost lost that connection there. We'll see if the judges give that to her. She bobbled just a little bit in between that tuck full and that flutter kick.
A couple of uneasy moments for Khalifi, but seems to have recovered pretty well.
Dismount here, cartwheel into a gainer fall. Step dismount.
We talked about it before, we'll talk about it again. Sticking the landing so contagious. And Michigan State really found that groove on the bars, and they're trying to carry that into the beam.
Definitely. Good beam routine to start out the Spartans.
You talked about the floor routine of Cassidy Rushlow. We'll get a look at it right here.
It's really fun to see the different choreography that all these gymnasts put together. It really showcases their personality. Starting off here, double tuck. Great set, great landing, chest up. On the floor exercise, you are allowed to take one step back on back tumbling passes. The judges will not take off from that. Gives the gymnasts a little bit extra padding on those ankles and on those landings. They do not have to stick those landings cold. Going into a front Rudy pass here. Slight hop back on that landing.
We talked about this before we went on air, about the floor sometimes on the road can feel a little different and be something that the gymnasts really have to adjust to.
Definitely. Some floors are bouncier than others. They feel different. The lights are different. So again, back to that. Michigan State definitely has the advantage there. Last pass here. Definitely a solid start for Penn State on the floor. Couple of steps on those landings that again the judges will look at. Overall, strong start.
And the strong start's what you're looking for in that leadoff spot, trying to set the tone, especially for this Penn State team that struggled a little bit early, trying to fight their way back and finish this meet strong.
Definitely. Floor is definitely the hardest event to compete, not at your home arena. The fans aren't as into your floor routines.
Now Olivia Zarmani on the beam. Both of the last two meets for Michigan State have seen Zarmani set career highs or match a career high, 9.825.
Starting out here, she does a front toss in the pike position. A little bit of a bobble there. She was slightly off. You could see it in her feet. That is her series, so she's going to have to do it again. She was a little bit off in both of those front tosses there. Little bobble in between it. Not sure if the judges will give her that connection or not. All of the gymnasts must have one flight acro series. Whether it be back handsprings, a back layout step out, front toss like Olivia did, they all are required to do that to get that 10-0 start value. It's a little bit shaky up there after that fall. It's still really important to finish the routine strong. Round off 1.5 dismount, slight hop back. Again, the Spartans are going to have to cover up that routine with a couple more hits.
And that's tough for a freshman, especially tough for any gymnast, but especially a freshman to recover after a fall like that. And overall, the way that that started, trying to bounce back. Piedrahita on the floor now for Penn State.
She had a great floor routine last week. Lots of personality in this routine as well. She'll start out here with the double pike. Great set, great finish. Chest was up on that landing.
.985, the best on the floor for Piedrahita.
As you can see, crowd is not getting into as into this routine as they will with Michigan State. Back 1.5 twists into that front layout, great landing. Nice way to finish it off, a double tuck. She did under-rotate that just a little bit, had to take that step forward, which the judges will look at.
Another look at this from Piedrahita.
This double pike, great landing right there. Her chest was fully up. Just that one step back, which you are allowed to do. The judges will not take any deductions off for that. Chest was a little bit down on that landing, though. They will definitely take off some points for that.
Skylar Schulte. Now on to the beam.
Gymnasts do get to pick what song they want playing while they are on the beam, which is super cool. Definitely helps them get into their zone a little bit better on that balance beam.
Also has to add a little bit to choreography and the personality you talked about. These gymnasts really allowed to show on these last two rotations and last two events.
For sure, these two events are definitely a little bit different than vault and bars. We'll start off with a leap series here. Beautiful switch side into a flutter kick. Showing off the flexibility there. Skylar is very strict with her movements. She's very solid. Series here, back handspring, back layout, step out. Looked to be a little bit off, covered it up pretty well.
That's right, what I was going to say. She did a really nice job of almost making it seem intentional.
Definitely. Dismount, gainer full, stuck dismount. That is the perfect routine that team needed to come back after that fall from Zarmani.
They did the same thing on bars last time, where Jory Jackard fell on her routine. Immediately, the Spartans able to pick up a couple of outstanding routines to bounce right back.
And that's all about what being part of a team is in gymnastics.
Alina Virova. Next up for the Nittany Lions.
This choreography is really unique. Again, showcasing that personality. Starting off with a double tuck. A little bit of an awkward landing there. Took one step forward, then one step back. See her teammates doing her routine with her on the side of the floor exercise. Helping her bring the energy since they aren't at their home arena. Second pass here, she'll do a front layout, front full. Pulled that landing off, was a little bit low. Was able to pull it off though. Final pass, a double pike. You see right there, she did step out of bounds. That will be a couple tenth of deductions. Just had a little bit too much power there. It's a good problem to have, but when you take a step like that out of bounds.
Yeah, just unable to slow the momentum. Get another look at it here. Tries to tuck and stick that landing.
Just a little over-rotated.
And you mentioned earlier the floor can be a little different, and sometimes if even just a little bit off, you don't get that landing just right, it can cost you.
Definitely.
Nikki Smith onto the beam.
Nikki had a pretty big wobble on this series at their last meet. And pulling it off a little bit. She did lift that front leg up, making it a major wobble. They will take a couple of tenths off. Beautiful leaps. Most gymnasts tend to pick slow and calming songs while up on that 4-inch wide balance beam. Here's that full turn. All gymnasts must do that full turn requirement. Super difficult dismount. Does it with ease. Double back. Double tuck dismount, just a slight hop on that landing.
Might have been the first blemish on a dismount we've seen all night long from Nikki Smith.
Definitely, yeah. She really has been locked in on those sticks. Super difficult dismount there.
Back over to floor, Isabella Salcedo.
She has a salsa-y floor routine right here. She's super powerful. Beautiful leaps over 180. The judges are looking for that. Though they aren't the hardest skill, they are important. She does a front double tuck. That is an extremely difficult floor pass. You do not see that very often. Again, with that blind landing, it's super hard to land.
Salcedo's career high on the floor, 995.
She definitely can work the floor exercise. It's a very fun routine. Very unique too. This last pass is super unique as well. She'll do a front layout, a front full into a front tuck. There's that front layout, front full into a front tuck. Does it with ease. That was a fantastic floor routine. Great landings, great energy. Team loves it. Here's that double front again. Super, super difficult. Last pass here. Beautiful.
Over to Gabby Stephen on the beam. And she has been outstanding in her Spartan career. Career high, 995.
Yeah, she is super consistent on the balance beam. Consistency will be put to test here, though. Got to come back from that fall. Super, super unique skill right there. A front aerial that lands on 2 feet. Lots of unique skills here tonight from both teams. There's that full turn again. She looks locked in. There's that series here. Backhand spring back layout, step out. Perfect. No wobbles. She looks really confident. She's got just the dismount left. Off, double full. Beautiful. What a way to turn this beam rotation around. That was gorgeous.
Might have been the loudest this crowd has been tonight. To cap it off, Gabby Stephen has been locked in all evening long. Look at this finish.
Round off, double full. Beautiful set. Beautiful stick. And the college finish.
Jessie Johansson on the floor.
Definitely over-rotated, couple steps back.
Looks like she got close to that out of bounds line as well.
Pretty close, yeah.
Johansson has already set her career high this season on the floor, the 9.875.
Here we go, second pass here. Round off 1.5 to a back half. Beautiful leaps, hitting that 180. Floor routines are very, very tiring. This last pass is definitely difficult on the endurance. We'll do a double tuck, great landing. Overall, great floor routine for Johansson.
Recovered extremely well from that little stumble on the first pass.
Definitely. Here's a look at that pass again. A little bit over-rotated. She landed a little bit on her heels. That caused her to take a couple of those steps back.
Back to the beam, Bailey Garcia.
In that anchor spot. This is what she does best. Performs under pressure. See how she takes it today. Starting off with that series here. Backhand spring back layout, step out. Beautiful. Jump connection, again, flawless.
Last couple of gymnasts for Michigan State have been locked in on the beam.
Beautiful leap connection, switch leap into split jump, really showcasing that flexibility, hitting those 180-degree leaps. Super important for the judges. Almost done here. Wow.
Spectacular routine on the beam from Bailey Garcia. So Spartans trying to pick it up after a slow start to the event. This one will surely help.
Definitely. She performs so well under pressure. That is why she is always in that anchor spot.
From the Spartan anchor on beam to the Nittany Lion anchor on the floor, Amani Herring.
She's got a huge first pass, a double Arabian. Keep your eyes peeled for that one.
There it is.
Super powerful, great landing. Another one of those blind landings. That's an E tumbling pass, the hardest tumbling pass that you can do. Back 1.5 twists into that front layout. Great control there on the landing. She's really having fun with this routine, you know, dancing it out. The team loves it. It's important in these high energy routines to do some slow dance just to catch your breath before you're doing these last tumbling passes.
All about endurance.
Here. Double tuck, couple of steps back there. Think she thought she needed a little bit more rotation than she actually did, taking those couple of steps back. Super difficult routine though. That double Arabian is really unique. Just that second pass there.
Exhibition on beam for Michigan State is Jory Jackard, but get a look at the scores for the Spartans. 4.9275 there. 9.9 for Steven, 9.925 for Bailey Garcia.
Lots of good scores there. Super important that they were able to come back and cover up on that fall, that 9.175 fall. Not too common that Michigan State has a higher bar score than they do beam score, but happened here tonight.
And the 4.9275 is tied for the second best score for Michigan State this season on the beam. And that's a new season best for Bailey Garcia as well.
It's important here for Jory to come back from that fall on bars, bring the confidence back up, bring the energy back up. No better way to do it here on the balance beam than getting a good hit routine. Dismount here. That was really good for her confidence right there, hitting that beam routine. Great way to carry over the energy onto the floor. Look at that dismount one more time.
With 4 Spartan gymnasts and a score of 9.8 or higher on the beam, lucky Michigan State fans will receive a
Another strong event for Michigan State. As on a night where Michigan State had a really strong time on the bars, Owen Ozust is with a special guest who was pretty good on the bars herself. Owen, take it away.
I'm standing alongside former superstar. Thanks, guys. I'm standing alongside former superstar gymnast Melissa Green. Mel, what is it like to come back here tonight and be honored?
You know what? It is an absolute honor. I originally was not coming back to this competition, but I was here for the Michigan meet, and I could feel the energy and the excitement, and I was like, I'm going to have to come back to this Penn State meet. It feels electric to be in here, and truly an honor to be honored by this institution that I love.
What's it like to be a Spartan alum?
So for me, I love being around these ladies. So I refer to everybody that I've ever done gymnastics with as my teammate, because I think that we are all supposed to be family, because we are in the trenches with each other. We understand things that other people cannot. So I explained to these ladies when I was here for our homecoming that we all need alumni, current, to think of each other as a family. We are all teammates.
And what's the performance been like for Michigan State so far?
So far they're looking amazing. Now, I would love to see some tightening up of some form on bars, but for the most part, these ladies look incredible. They've done some increase on vault, so vaulting looks amazing. Beam, they had some solid routines, and I am incredibly excited to watch them do floor, which is where they shine. Best floor routines in the country, no bias.
Well, we're going to see that coming up. Thank you, Mel, for your time. We're going to step aside real quick. We're watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
Heading into the final event, but first let's get a look at the scores from the last one for Penn State on floor.
Yeah, a couple of disappointing scores there, having to count that 9.65 from Alina. Definitely want to focus on those higher 9.8 scores with Ava and Isabella right there.
They'll get a chance to kind of right the ship and try and at least get a little bit of momentum going into Penn State's next meet at home against Nebraska on February 10th.
Yeah, definitely. Ending strong on beam here will definitely be important for them. Getting that energy up, continue it on throughout the season. Like I mentioned earlier, it's pretty difficult to end on the balance beam. The home team gets the advantage, ending on the floor exercise. More fun event.
Get a look at the order for the Nittany Lions. Rushlow in there in that 4 spot. Maddie Johnston, the anchor. With Piedra Hita as the leadoff, completing her all-around circuit tonight.
Again, most important spot here on the balance beam is the leadoff. You want to get the ball rolling on a positive note. Start your teammates off strong. Nice series. She had a pretty big wobble on that series and the last meet against Rutgers. So good comeback.
Is the event that the freshman has struggled on the most this season, but still been very promising start to her Penn State career.
Definitely. Cat leap into that side aerial there. Very confident landings. Leap connection there. Again, solid landing. Just has the dismount left. She'll do a round off with a 1.5 twist. And a stuck landing. Great start for Penn State's team on the balance beam.
She may improve on that season high of 9.775 with that routine to start things off for the Nittany Lions.
Definitely, very strong.
Quick look at the Spartan floor order, and it starts and ends with a Smith. Nia to lead it off, and Nikki Smith, the anchor. Got to keep an eye on Nikki Smith's floor routine.
Definitely. Starting it off with her sister, though. She starts with a front tuck through to a double back. Great finish there. She had a little bit of extra power there at that last meet. Controlled that one really well, though. Both of the Smith sisters are great dancers. They really have fun in their routines. Beautiful leaps. See her sister cheering her on there. Back 1.5 twist to a front layout. Great landing. A little bit of an awkward body position in that front layout, but covered it up really well.
Sometimes that can be half the battle, if not more, is how you recover and how well you can kind of keep people from focusing on it.
Definitely. Again, gymnastics is a mental sport. Here's her last pass here. Great finish, double pike. Seems like the music went out, but again, she had to keep going and recover and cover it up. And she did just that.
That mental game, when things go wrong, how are you going to respond? And Nia Smith with an outstanding job to finish off that routine.
Definitely. Like I said, gymnastics is all a mental game. Last pass here, double pike. Gorgeous position in the air and a gorgeous landing to cap it off.
Back to the beam, Isabella Salcedo.
Series right here, handspring layout. A little bit of a wobble there. She covers it up nicely. Standing front tuck, that is an extremely impressive skill. You don't have any bounce off of that balance beam. So she has to use all of her strength to get that flip around. Addition to her routine. Bella is an extremely powerful gymnast. She'll end her routine off here with the dismount, front full, and the stuck landing. Great routine.
A couple of strong finishes on the beam for the Nittany Lions to start off the final rotation.
Here's a look at that dismount, that front full dismount.
Now back to the Michigan State side, Gianna Khalifi.
Gianna had a couple of slight bobbles and mistakes in her last floor appearance. Here she starts it out with her first pass. Front double full, beautiful.
He was feeling it after that one.
Definitely. As you can see, she does get to use that small shock map on the floor exercise. That again helps with a little bit of the sting that you feel when you land those floor passes. Takes a little bit of the pressures off the ankles. A lot of gymnasts tend to use those when they're learning new skills. They're not as confident on the landings. Second pass here. Front roadie to a back layout step out. Great routine for Gianna Khalifi. Much better than her floor routine last meet. There's a look at that last pass again. A front roadie. Front 1.5 twist into that back layout, step out, controlled landing, and that super fun dance to end it off.
Khalifi definitely playing into the home crowd a little bit, something she didn't have in her last meet.
Definitely.
Haley Gibble now for Penn State. That's the first time we've seen Gibble, the freshman out of Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania.
Front aerial there. She was supposed to connect that into a split jump. She missed that connection bonus there. Series here, she'll do a back handspring layout, step out. Very solid. Accenting that finish there with those arms. Straddle quarter there, landed with a little bit of a low chest, covering up that wobble. Beautiful ring leap there. Cartwheel look half dismount. That's a pretty impressive dismount, not taking off on those 2 feet, just taking off on that cartwheel. There's that leap that she had a little bit of trouble on, just that forward chest landing and that dismount.
Now back to floor for Michigan State, Delaney Harkness. The anchor on the bars for the Spartans in the 3 spot on the floor.
Delaney has some really cool choreography. Choreography is done by Alina Cartwright, one of their volunteer assistant coaches. Here she goes. First pass. Full twisting double tuck. She landed a little bit low there. Had to take a couple steps forward on that landing. Just a little bit under-rotated. Eyes are peeled for those leaps. Next pass here. Front through into a double tuck. That one was also a little bit under-rotated, having to take that step forward. Definitely not the routine she was hoping for.
You can see it in her face there, a little bit of frustration from Delaney Harkness.
Not to mention, those landings do not feel good on those ankles, on that body. So having to finish that routine after that first landing, having that shock on those ankles, definitely have to push through.
Number that we haven't gotten to too much from the floor, going back to Michigan State. Gianna Khalifi, 9'9" on the floor, new career high for her. Cassidy Rushlow on the beam for Penn State.
Starting off with her series, handspring layout, step out. She has great form in that series. She definitely looked a little bit off, but she played it off like she was centered on that beam. Cat leap into side aerial.
That's the experience from the senior. Able to take a deep breath, calm herself down, and really lock in.
Definitely. She's been in situations like this before. She knows how to do it. Dismount, round off, 1.5 twist, duck landing. That was a beautiful routine for Cassidy Rushlow. Here's that series again. She has great lines, super long legs, and she really highlights that in this beam routine. And the dismount, spots that landing.
And Gabby Stephen, now up for Michigan State on floor. She has been outstanding in every event tonight.
She always puts on a show here on the floor. She honestly makes it look like she's on a trampoline sometimes. She is so bouncy, so powerful. Front through to double pike, a great landing. So controlled, she had that chest up. Great leap connection there. See the fans watching in the background. Final pass here. She'll end with a front double full. Beautiful. Just that step forward, which she's allowed to do. Wow. It's Gabby just being Gabby right there. She's used to it at this point. An amazing floor routine by Gabby Stephen.
Stephen building on an outstanding freshman season in East Lansing.
So look at that first pass there again. And that final pass, the front double full. That is an E pass, the hardest pass that you can do on the floor exercise. She does it second.
Needs just a 9.8 to set a new career high in the all-around for Gabby Stephen. Now over onto the beam for Penn State. Amani Herring.
Saw that series there, that front toss into that back handspring. There's a little bit of a slow connection. See how strict the judges are being tonight on those connections. There's a side summy right there, pretty unique skill. Similar to a side aerial, except you have bent knees and you land sideways. Series there. Great control, 180 leaps. Dismount, front tuck full. Another unique dismount. Penn State has a lot of unique skills on the balance beam. Great overall routine there for Amani Herring.
Strong performance from Herring. Another look at the dismount there.
Just a slight hop. Chest was up. Great finish to a great routine.
Skylar Schulte now up for Michigan State.
Get ready here. This is a fun routine. She really owns the floor in this one. Skyla is one of the most powerful gymnasts I've ever seen. Starting off here, full twisting double tuck, great landing, big smile to finish it off. Skyla is great at making eye contact with the people around her, even the judges. They like that. They like to show that you're engaged. There she is, showing off that flexibility again. Kisses to the crowd. She just looks like she's having so much fun. Second pass here. Front through into a double tuck. Another great landing.
The excitement, the energy has to help, not only with that endurance and the adrenaline, but the scores as well.
Definitely. She really liked that one, and as she should. Very, very solid floor routine. Like I said with Gabby, she's kind of used to it at this point. They hit the routines all the time. They love doing it, and they're having fun.
And you can see the score for a second in the background on the monitor. 9.875 for Gabby Stephen. That sets a new career high for her in the all-around, 39.575. That ties her for fourth in program history. The one she's tied with, and two of the other scores ahead of her, belong to Skylar Schulte. Just outstanding careers. And they're not even 2 seasons in for Gabby Stephen and Skylar Schulte.
There's so much potential.
Now, the anchor for Penn State on beam is Maddie Johnston.
That side aerial there. Maddie has great control on the balance beam. She's very confident. Her form is just flawless. Off 1.5 twist, stuck, dismount, great routine.
Maddie Johnston closing things off for Penn State. Meet that has not gone exactly according to plan for Penn State. A couple of rough events, but able to finish it off strong.
Definitely.
And now Nikki Smith on the floor. One of the marquee events of the night.
There really are not words to describe this floor performance right here.
Maybe must-see TV.
Full twisting double tuck. So powerful. She really just engages the crowd in this choreography. Makes it her own. Like I said earlier, lots of 10.0s in NCAA gymnastics recently. I would not put it past her to get one of those 10.0s on this apparatus right here. Round off 1.5 twist into a front layout, so controlled.
You can see some of the crowd getting into it behind her as well.
Finishing it off here, last pass. Absolutely gorgeous. Nikki Smith does it again. Another amazing, flawless floor routine. Jennison loves it.
A freshman with some flair to finish it off for Michigan State.
There's that full twisting double back. So powerful. The height on that is insane. And that final pass, that double tuck, makes it look easy.
Exhibition on the beam for Penn State, Jesse Johansson. There are the scores for Penn State. 48-7-7-5 for the Nittany Lions on the beam.
Definitely not one of their stronger performances on the balance beam. Had a couple of low scores. Had to count that 9-6-7-5. Ideally, they'll want to shoot for those 9-7, 9-8 range scores. Good finish.
Continuing to get those gymnasts some experience in the exhibition. There's the dismount from Johansson. The exhibition for Michigan State, Sage Kellerman.
Sage is really strong on the floor exercise. Again, just getting her that experience. Being in a crowd like here at Jenison. First pass starting out here. Front layout into a front Rudy, a front 1.5 twist.
See the scores on floor for Michigan State, a 9-9-2-5 for Skylar Schulte to lead the way. 49-425 for Michigan State. As that is a new season best for Michigan State on the floor exercise.
Great performance. Great second pass there for Sage Kellerman. Showing those coaches that she's got what it takes to be in that lineup. Final pass, double tuck, little under-rotated. Overall, a really solid performance for the freshman. Great to get that routine under her belt.
Crowd into it. And that will close things off in this one. Michigan State with a new high score for the season all around, 197-450.
Really, really impressive for the Spartans, especially dealing with a couple falls and a couple of low scores. They were able to cover up all of those mistakes with hit routines, strong, solid performances.
That score slots in as the 4th best team overall in program history for Michigan State. Get this, all 3 above them from last season, and all of the top 7 team overall scores for Michigan State within the last 2 years.
It's insane. Mike Rowe has created an amazing culture, like I said. This team has nowhere to go but up. They have so much potential, and although they have broken their season high tonight, I know Mike Rowe will have things for them to work on in the gym, and he will have even more goals for them next meet.
Spartans continuing to improve. That next meet that you mentioned in Iowa City, a week from today against the Hawkeyes. Then they'll head to Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini before the Big 5 meet 3 weeks from today.
It's really important to get those high road scores under their belt, especially in the Big Ten. Those scores are really important in calculating the rankings, where they'll end up if they make it to regionals.
As Coach Rowe has to be happy with the performance tonight, especially talking about the bars, where we had talked about he was worried that they were plateauing a little bit, but was very optimistic about the team's potential, and they were able to raise that tonight.
Definitely. It's a great way just to keep the ball rolling with the seasons. There's always going to be ups and downs, especially since gymnastics, there's so many different things that can happen. You can have a really good meet on floor and a really bad meet on beam. So having that solid bar performance, it's definitely only the start. They're going to still need to keep that ball rolling in the right direction. And again, like you said, not plateau, but this was a great way to start it off.
And for Penn State, the Nittany Lions have to try and figure out how to bounce back here.
Definitely, yeah. Their overall performance was not terrible, but they will have definitely some corrections to work on in the gym.
Now down on the floor, Owen Ozas is standing by with the woman of the night, Gabby Stephen. Take it away, Owen.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing alongside one of the stars of tonight, Gabby Stephen. Gabby, take me through what your thoughts of your performance were tonight.
This was one of my most exciting performances from the whole year. I got a lot of sticks on all of the events, which we've been working a lot on in practice, and the energy from the team was amazing. This was one of our best team scores from the year, so that was something that we're really excited to take away, and always it's nice being home. So we were really excited to have our home crowd, home equipment, and just the Spartan pride is too amazing, so I love being back here.
Another big win for you guys. What were the keys to your success?
Our keys to success are kind of just focusing on ourselves and being like present in the moment instead of focusing on other events or other teams. We like to stay within ourselves, cheering on the next person that's going up on our team and focusing on that only. So keeping the energy within ourselves because we're a super energetic team. So it's really important for us to channel that into it.
You talked about being back home. What was the atmosphere like to compete in front of everyone back at home?
It's just so cool. This year we have some of the biggest crowds that we've ever had, so it's really nice to know that what we did last year really resonated with people, and it's exciting to know that people care about what we're doing.
That's awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we're going to send it now to coverage of the awards.
Thanks, Owen. Back to what we were talking about just a minute ago with Penn State. Got to figure out how to bounce back here.
For sure. They definitely will have some goals to work on in the gym, but that is what the meet season is for. It's all working up to that postseason. All of these meets, while they do matter, the scores do matter, it's great practice. Just to get in front of crowds, under pressure. That's what gymnastics is about, like I said. It's all about the mental side of things.
It matches the lowest score of the season for Penn State. But they were able to work their way up from there, and they've got a chance to do that. Nebraska and Ohio State, a couple of meets coming up, both at home for Penn State. Going to have the home crowd to try and will them back to where they were in their last meet against Rutgers.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like we said, that Olympic order that you do get when you are at home makes a huge difference. Having that floor exercise last, having that energy from that crowd, and not having to end on the most risky event of beam, it definitely is helpful. So having those two home meets will definitely be beneficial for these Nittany Lions.
Awards coming up in just a second, but a really fun meet overall between these two sides. You mentioned it, we saw a lot of different unique skills from these two squads.
Yeah, definitely. I love to see unique skills throughout NCAA gymnastics. Sometimes people get so caught up in just the regular vaults, the regular Yurchenko fulls, so it's super cool to see these gymnasts coming out with these unique skills and just making them their own. It really makes what gymnastics fun to watch.
Bit of a recap of some of the top moments tonight. Talked about and just talked to Gabby Stephen. A 9.925 on the vault to start things off, and that just set the tone for an outstanding night for her.
Definitely, yeah, especially just starting out with that stick, getting that stick under her belt. Like we said, it's contagious. Once you feel that stick, you feel that landing, it carries over onto the other events, especially in an all-arounder like Gabby Stephen. When she has to compete all four events, that momentum is huge for her. And her team definitely helps out with that too, carrying that momentum of those sticks and just the energy from event to event, since she does have to keep getting back up there and competing for the Spartans.
It was a party in East Lansing tonight. Awards are coming up in just a minute. We'll step aside. You are watching gymnastics right here on Big Ten Plus.
In third place with a score of 9.875 from Michigan State University, Nikki Smith. A tie for first place with a 9.925 from Penn State, Ava Migliaita. Also with a 9.925 in first place from Michigan State University, Gabby Stevens. Congratulations to our vault champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. Our bar champions this evening, a tie with two young ladies in third place with a 9.875 from Michigan State University, Olivia Zamani. Also with a 9.875 from Michigan State University, Gabby Stevens. In second place with a 9.9 from Michigan State University, Delaney Harkness. And our bar champion this evening with a 9.925 from Michigan State University, Nikki Smith. Congratulations to our bar champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. On the balance beam in third place with a 9.875 from Michigan State, Skylar Shelty. In second place with a 9.9 from Michigan State, Gabby Stevens. Our beam champion this evening with a 9.925 from Michigan State University, Haley Garcia. Congratulations to our beam champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. On the floor, there's a two-way tie for third place with a 9.875 from Michigan State, Gabby Stevens. Also with a 9.875 from Michigan State, Nikki Smith. In second place with a 9.9 from Michigan State, Gianna Khalifi. Our floor champion this evening with a 9.925 from Michigan State University, Skylar Shelty. Congratulations to our floor champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. In the all-around competition in third place with a 39.450 from Michigan State University, Nikki Smith. In second place with a 39.475 from Michigan State University, Skylar Shelty. Our all-around champion this evening with a 39.575 from Michigan State University, Gabby Stevens. Congratulations to our all-around champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. Second place today with a score of 195.475, Penn State University. And the winner of tonight's meet with a 197.450, Michigan State University.
Thank you to the PA announcer for guiding us through those awards. Welcome back inside Jennison Fieldhouse. It's been a very fun meet tonight. Michigan State taking this one with a season best 197-450.
Yeah, an awesome score to finish out this meet for the Spartans. They are on the right track. They are trending upwards. It's what Coach Rowe wants to see.
Gabby Stephen leading the way for Michigan State, picking up the all-around title as the Spartans stay hot on the season. For everybody here in East Lansing at Jensen Fieldhouse, our producer Bella Gorsick, director Matt McCullough, the third member of our team, Owen Ozas, my broadcast partner Abby Larson. I'm Zach Sardenik, wishing you a great rest of your night. This has been Gymnastics right here on Big Ten Plus.